Welcome to the world of a professional detailer. Every day, you just never know what you're gonna get sometimes. And today, I opened the door. This is a car that I detail every week. Yes, believe it or not, there are people that have their cars detailed every week. And I mean detailed, meaning when I'm done, the car looks like it just rolled off the showroom, except better. So, I open up the door, and I know this owner has a dog, and lo and behold, there is Fido left something behind for the detailer to clean up. So let me bring you in for a closer look. So what we have here is chunks of dog vomit. Now there's not too many things I have not had the pleasure, for lack of a better word, to clean up. Dog vomit, dog feces, dog urine, cat, human, you name it, I've had to clean it up. Surprisingly, vomit is not the worst thing to clean up. Milk that has gone rotten will make you want to vomit, but by no means does it smell as bad as vomit. Yes, vomit is not a walk in the park. It's not something I look forward to, but spilled milk and when something has been allowed to mildew, those two odors and messes are the worst things to deal with. So vomit really, aside from just the gross factor, is really pretty straightforward, but it's still a problem-solving moment because if you'll notice, and yes, I've got my protective gear on, my full hand condom. So we've got chunks here, but we've got the seams of the seat. Fortunately, it did not go into the perforations as far as I can tell. It looks like it's limited to from about here down, but we've got this track. Now this track, what I will do to clean this up is I'm going to actually saturate it with my cleaner, my Meguiar's all-purpose cleaner first, let it dwell, let it soak, kind of start breaking down the chunks, mop up the chunks, and then just start cleaning as normal. So we've got like a heavy duty chunk pile here, and you can see, actually I can remove it. Lovely, yum yum. So I will remove the obvious chunks that I can pick up with my hand, toss them over into the garden. It can decompose over there. And I'm going to, like I said, spray this, let it dwell, start breaking it up. But with the runners, this is where it becomes tricky. I'm going to have to figure out which tools I can use to get underneath this lip of this runner here. Now fortunately there's this little channel here, so any liquids that I shoot into here, it's going to collect within this channel. I'm also got the car tilted at an angle, so every liquid's going to naturally run down this way instead of running uphill, or if I had this car switched around and it was tilted in the opposite direction, it would run down further the tracks, and that would be problematic. So every situation you have to kind of pull back, look at what's going on, dissect it. So here we've got chunks, we've got, vomit, we've got seams to contend with. So you've got to kind of break it down into doable, actionable steps, and you have to do it in the most appropriate way so as to not either do some damage, create yourself a bigger problem, or deliver less than exceptional results. So I'm going to cut this, I'm going to let it dwell, I'm going to shoot my cleaner on it, and then we'll come back for some more fun. Okay, a little trick that I use is after I've doused it with my all-purpose cleaner from Meguiar's, I lay a damp rag microfiber cloth over it. What that does is it will prevent the cleaner from drying. It will start to dry as I start to work on the car because, once again, problem solving. I have a time frame on this car. I've got to get it done. If I were to spend more time on this than is necessary, then I'm going to either fall behind on my schedule, which is not going to be good because this customer needs to be running out the door at 9:15 sharp. So that's not good. The point is there's always more than one way to do anything. If I were to sit here and just deal with this and wait for it to dwell and wait for it to saturate and break apart, then I'm going to be wasting time. Right now, I can just spray it, put this wet rag on it, and allow the dwell time to continue to react to the vomit, and I can busy myself doing other stuff, come back here, it's still going to be wet and damp, which is what I want because it'll break up and clean up rather easily. Okay, I've been letting it soak. Voila! So we can see pretty well that a lot of the bigger chunks that didn't come off originally have broken down. Now I can literally, this is still my wet rag, I can literally wipe it up because I have allowed it to dwell, and it has broken down the matter, the dog vomit matter. There's still some chunks, probably based on the food that Digger the dog happened to eat. If you look in this scene, because I like true perfection, because this is a dark colored seat, the light colored vomit is going to continue to show up unless you remove it 100%. Also, whenever you get materials wet, they tend to go darker. That is still a little wet in there, and so even though I can see a contrast between the black or dark leather, I can still see that there's some vomit remains in there. Now as that dries out, it will only create a greater contrast because that will dry to a lighter and lighter color. So I've got my bag of trick, and in one of my other videos I showed you this cool little tool which is really for your teeth. It's called a gum stimulator. Got a rubber little tip. It's got a very pointed rubber tip which is ideal for getting in these perforations if you need to, or pretend this was your gums. Now I can sit here and get inside here with this. I've got, of course, my trusty toothbrush, and I can really pull the seam apart and scrub in here. So once again, detailing, like so many other areas of life, is problem solving. I've got a problem that presents itself. How am I going to solve it? That's one of the things I really love about detailing, is it's a lot of problem solving, and I relish in the idea that I can come upon a problem and solve it in a systematic approach, in a systematic way that produces superior results. So I've got this track under here that I have to get to. I know that these bristles can get underneath there, because you have your track like this, and so the bristles will actually wedge themselves up underneath to an area that I can't even see with my eyes. But I know, because it was a semi-liquid spill, that it's going to go places a dry, completely dry debris spill will not. So that's all those intricate little areas look like they're 100% clean. I can take my dusting brush now and finish it off. This area down here needs to be shampooed. Spray a little more. Scrub it with my scrubber. Get in with my toothbrush. I already pulled the seat back completely to expose the mess. And now I'm just finishing the last remains, and I have to do a visual inspection at different angles. You have to look at different angles and make sure that you are seeing everything that needs to be gotten or got, whatever the correct word would be. So I often go into other industries to find solutions, to find the perfect tool for the perfect fix. So let's say I need to pull out a toothpick, and I can individually force this toothpick, which is kind of rough on the edges because it's literally made out of wood, and I can force the toothpick inside these little holes and clean it that way and douche it out if I need to. Or I've got one of these babies that come in two different versions. You've got these, it's put out by the manufacturer Gum. These little individual, these are for your teeth. So I can break one of these off, and it's literally got these rubber, I don't know if that's going to show, it's got these rubber little nibs that extend out from this pointed rubberized hip. So I can sit here, and this is ideal because it's literally scrubbing the sides of each hole. Now you may just think this is gross overkill, But when you've got a car that's, you know, $150,000 car and your customer is having it detailed once a week, yeah, this is the level of service that they're paying for. So you've got to be able to perform at a, you know, level 10. And because this is black leather, anything that dries light is going to just be exaggerated, because it's going to create such a contrast between the dark leather and the light color leather. This is clean. Now there's just debris around that I can vacuum up. I'm also going to treat it with a antimicrobial solution. So there's our little lesson for the day. Detailing is one problem-solving moment after another, and if you enjoy that, then you'll enjoy detailing that much more, which I happen to do. Okay, thought I would pull back so you can see the operation in motion, or lack of motion, because I'm behind the camera and nothing's moving out there because they're all inanimate objects. But nonetheless, I thought you might want to see the car, because it is a pretty cool car. It's a Mercedes CL63 AMG. Till next time.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and